Okay, quiet. Everybody quiet. We're rolling. Nobody's here. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, should I say my name? I'm Marissa Yaps. Follow me on social media, like the video, subscribe, whatever. Today, I'm going to be looking at episodes 10 and 11 of Love is Blind, but also the finale episode 12. If you don't want to hear about episode 10 and 11, you just want to hear about the finale, hey, skip to this timestamp. Somebody went to the vet today. They screamed the whole way there. But he did really good. He is 18 pounds. He's obese. She said it. She's like, so we're concerned about type 2 diabetes. Don't tell Mike. Mike would be like, my cats are sexy. Your fat cats are ugly. Anyways, guys, let's just get right into it. Episode 10. We have Nick and Annie. Nick is like kissing Annie as lightly as possible. Nick is kissing Annie like it's a dare. Like they got pushed into 7 minutes in heaven in like a middle school game in the 90s. And she's like, you have to kiss me or I'm gonna tell everyone you're gay. And he's like, he doesn't want to kiss her. We go through the same song and dance as before. Annie's like, I feel like you don't really love me. I'm in this more than you. You don't really have strong feelings about me. And she's right. Someone said, was it on... I can't remember where I heard it, but someone said Nick reminds them of the prince from Shrek 2.
That his kiss would break the dreaded curse.
Yeah. It's funny that there's the prince from Shrek 2, and he's like trying to get with Fiona playing I Need a Hero, but then there's also that scene in Euphoria where they play I Need a Hero, and it's also gay. That song's very gay. Very gay man coded. And I know Nick loves that song. The next day, Annie's like, I had too many drinks the night before. I was being silly. I love you. I know you love me. To his credit, Nick is like, hey, okay, so we both know I'm gay, right? Like, we can stop this charade. No, he's like, I cannot listen to you say I don't love you anymore, and that really bugs me, and I'm not getting married. We're not going to the altar. Annie goes like that white lady from Obsessed. You remember that movie with Beyonce and Idris Elba? He's like, we're not getting married. And she's like, the fuck we're not?
Can't make 1 + 1 = 3. Like, it's just, we're
No cameras, I think she would have pulled a gun on him. Like, she was serious. Anton and Allie. Yo, Anton likes to party. Actually, he doesn't really party that much, but he does drink a lot. And Allie is getting concerned about this. She's like, hey, what happened to that 12-pack that was in the fridge? And he's like, oh, I had like 1 or 2 this morning and at lunch and at dinner. I had them all. And she's like, where's the tequila? And I love his face. What? Tequila? He does the exact reaction when you know you've been like caught doing something you weren't supposed to do. You know exactly what the answer is and you go, you know, tequila. That's the one in the bottle in the fridge. Right. Yeah, no. Let me go see. The voice gets all high. Let me go see if it's still in the fridge. I think there's still some in the fridge. I do wonder. Allie has like such a strong reaction to his drinking, and it doesn't seem like he's acting strangely. Like she's surprised he's been drinking so much. So either they're not seeing each other much or he's not acting out of the ordinary too much. But she has such a strong reaction that I wonder if she's had some trauma in her past with someone that was an alcoholic or an addict of somehow, and she just wants to steer clear of any of that. Some people can honestly drink like quite a bit and it doesn't really affect them. Is it great for their health in the long run? No, but they're pretty functioning still without necessarily being an alcoholic. Don't start this with me. I know I took you to the vet and you're mad. And I know you're mad because they called you obese to your cat face. That wasn't nice. I told them they should have waited until we were out of the room. Okay. But we have to make lifestyle changes. They told me to help you wipe your ass. Doctors told me that. We need to change things. Jordan and Megan. They meet Jordan's parents. It goes well. His dad said that a relationship is 10% love and 90% commitment. And I get that. It's like, yeah, you can love a lot of people. but can you mesh your lives together? Can you commit to being with them through the good, the bad, and the ugly? Like that, the commitment takes more than the love. The love is the easy part. And I was like, I totally agree. Maybe like 30-70 though. Like love being 10% is pretty low. I think it was sweet that Megan asked for their blessing to marry their son, because it's also, you're blending the life with someone else's child. Like, why does it have to be to get a blessing for the woman's parents and usually the dad? Because it used to be a trading off of property. Can I marry your daughter was a literal question. Strong mommy Megan wants to know if she can marry your little boy. Anyways, Megan also meets Luca off camera, of course, and it goes very well, and they have a good time. That's sweet. Anyways, Calabria and Edmund. These two just butt heads. Like mountain rams. They go on this little ski driver, what the fuck is that called? A snowmobile. And KB just like goes off on Edmund. She's like, you act different with the cameras on. You were all mad at me, telling me not to talk to you, in the car. And then we get here and the cameras turn on and you're like, oh babe, I love you. Oh, this is great. And she doesn't like that feels fake. They eventually make up and they're fine. And I'm like, damn, they really are 10% love, 90% commitment. Because I think y'all should go ahead and call it off. Like, they're sweet and I like them separately as people, but together they're just a fucking mess. Joe and Madison. Hey, you're like taking up the entire frame. There's 18 pounds of cat in my frame. They meet her family, goes fine. The shrieking and squealing between Megan and like her sister that was like a secret alien language. It sounded like, you ever see that weird movie Mac and Me? And they're like, I felt like they were communicating like that with one another. It was odd. Joe talks about how he was engaged before and how he pretty much got up to almost the wedding day and then was finally like, actually, I'd be miserable with this bitch. I'm out of here. And Madison's family is like, okay, so what makes it different this time around that you're not going to do that with Madison? And he's like, I think it'll be fine. Don't watch the next 10 minutes, but I think it'll be fine. Then we move on to the dress fittings and the suit fittings. And if you've ever seen my Love is Blind videos, you know I don't watch this shit. I don't care. This adds... I always skip the fittings. They're boring. You get nothing from them. They're lame. But I did stick around for one part. Nick's at the fitting and he's starting to get all his twitchy. It's fine. A bow tie, a tie. He's like Mr. Crocker. He's like, get married to Madison. And eventually he goes, you know what? I can't do this. I'm out of here. Leaves the fitting.
Let's do this tomorrow. I gotta get the out of here.
Jumps in his truck. Whips it out of there. Episode 11. At least Joe is a man of consistency. Right? He waits up until almost the last minute. It's not quite leaving her at the altar, but he does call the wedding off like 2 days before. Madison is surprisingly chill with it. She's like, you know what? This sucks. I'm sad, but I'm glad I got this experience with you. And Joe says, again, I think unprompted to the camera, if I had married her and had kids, I'd be miserable. Damn. Okay. I think Joe wanted to bail on Madison from the second they met, but he didn't have the balls to do it, and so he did what he does best, and he pushes it off and he pushes it off and he pushes it off until it's nearly too late and he explodes and he goes, I can't do it. I can't get married. KB and Edmund. Oh, okay, never mind. This is when they argue on a mountain. They argue so much. Don't even know what episode it's from. And she also yells at him and calls him a bitch to his face. I do think that is extremely disrespectful because Edmund, he doesn't like yell. He lets her, at least seemingly in the edit, lets her talk, lets her say her business. And he responds, but he's not being overbearing. He's not being rude. They're just butting heads. And she calls him a bitch. I don't think it's ever okay to yell at your partner. And I don't think it's ever okay to cuss at your partner. And especially to call them a bitch. The next day, Edmund apologizes. She forgives him. They're fine. She actually does. They do a really good job. Edmund's like, I'm sorry for whatever he did, ignoring her. And she says, I'm sorry for cussing and yelling. I really need to work on that. I don't like doing that. I like how she said her patience fluctuates, even in an argument in the moment. She's like, my patience can be 90 and then 50 and then 100 and then 0. So that's really how it does feel. It's not like you necessarily go 0 to 100. I really identify with the patience fluctuating throughout a conversation or throughout an argument. And then we see Edmund skate, and I thought he'd be better. Like, I really, like, he has, like, an athletic build, and he's very agile. He can run and jump high. I was not impressed by the skating. Allie and Anton. Allie talks to her mom. Eventually, Anton meets her. That goes well. And later, we see an interesting conversation where they talk about the difference between being dedicated and committed to one another and sticking through it all, and when you go, maybe this person just isn't right for me. Where's the distinction? Perhaps some foreshadowing. I don't know. Jordan and Megan, they make some fuck-ass hats. Like, later on, we see Jordan packing up some clothes, doing some stuff, and Megan's just kind of walking around, and you can feel the tension, like something's weird. And eventually, Megan's like, just, you can talk to me. You don't have to be so quiet. We can talk about anything. Talk about your day at work. Talk about this. Talk about that. And he's like, I'm just tired. I'm just packing. We don't have to talk 24/7. And she's like, but I like to talk. I want to talk. I understand where Jordan's coming from. Like, sometimes you just want to chill. You want to have some parallel play. I'll pack up the house. You listen to music. We're not talking. We're not interacting, but we're near each other. And sometimes that's enough. Sometimes you're tired from the day and you don't want to talk. And maybe that's where they're just fundamentally different. Megan needs a lot of input, and Jordan needs some, like, comfortable quiet. She also expresses how she's used to, like, a go, go, go everyday lifestyle. Like, I'm here, and then I'm in this state, and then I'm traveling here. And he's like, you can't do that when you have a kid and a job where it's right here. Your life's a lot more mundane. This might be a challenge for Megan. Now, baby, the finale. The weddings. We've made it. Only 3 of them, but we've made it. First, we have Anton and Allie. And I'm going to be so honest with you. Like the dress and suit fittings, I skip to the altar. What am I I've watched 11 hours of these people. What am I going to learn in the next 20 minutes that I don't already know? So we get to the altar. They do the speech, whatever they say. Love is blind, blah, blah, blah. Anton says yes. As soon as Anton said yes and it panned to Allie, I knew she was going to say no. Hey, spoiler, she says no. You could just see it in her eyes. When he said yes, she was like... Allie says no. She says that the man she fell in love with in the pods is just not the man out here in real life. Also, her friend, she has like a Russian friend. My God. And I'm... Of course, there's good Russian people. There's nice Russian people. The Russian accent, terrifying. Even if you were like, you are the love of my life. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Sounds like a threat. Calabria and Edmund. So we get down there. They say these almost not vows, but they give like little speeches just about how they love one another and kind of what they've learned in the experience. And Edmund's is all about, I'm in love with you. I love you. You're amazing. And Calabria's is, your story is amazing. You are so strong. You are so lovable. Do with that information what you will. Edmund says, I do. And Calabria says, you know what she says. She says no. And this is one of the no's, the not getting married pairs that I've genuinely been sad about. Because I like them both as people. I really do. And I think this is an instance of you can have 2 really great people that just aren't compatible in a relationship, no matter how much maybe they want to be. Calabria is like, you deserve someone that is 100% on you, and I'm not 100%. And it is heartbreaking. Edmund is so sad. And he's like, see, I have no other options. This was like my last option. Even that didn't work. And I mean, of course, he's like emotional and being dramatic. Edmund, you'll be fine. But also getting rejected in front of all your friends and family. Gotta hurt. Megan and Jordan. This is the couple that I was like, if anybody's getting married this season that I feel strongly about, it's these 2. Then we cut from Anton and Allie's wedding, straight to KB and Edmund's wedding, straight to Jordan and Megan in his apartment. It's never good. Hey, never good when they're meeting before the wedding, I'll tell you that. Yeah, as soon as I saw them in the apartment, I was like, oh no. They're talking, and basically Megan says, you know, I didn't think life would be this slow, this mundane. You do the same thing every day. You eat the same thing every day. I'm used to different variety all the time. For her, she kind of craves that go, go, go lifestyle for whatever reason. And I think this life that's a little more normal is boring. So, okay, now I have 2 no's that I'm genuinely sad about. Because what the fuck? Dude, Megan grew on me. Crazy. Wild. And I think this is another good example of Megan was fine. I like Jordan. Megan was fine. Like 2 pretty decent people just not being compatible. And it's nobody's fault. They just had different lifestyles, different things they enjoy, and it didn't work. They asked Jordan if he has any regrets, and he says letting her meet his son, which I completely understand. I wonder how they introduced her, like if they said like this is my girlfriend or fiance or whatever. But I could see how that would be upsetting, because now you have your son thinking that there's going to be a wedding, maybe a stepmom, possibly a whole new life, and then that's just over. Megan gets emotional, saying, you know, she didn't realize all that came with having a kid, and maybe she's not cut out to be a stepmom, and maybe she's not cut out to be a mom. Which honestly, if she's still in a stage in her life where she's wanting to be, which is fine, be selfish and, you know, go on vacations when she wants and leave town whenever she wants and do all these different things. I'm glad she found that out now and didn't have a kid and then like ruin them, you know? It's totally fine to be selfish. I don't want kids. I want to be able to go wherever I want, whenever I want. I don't want to do school drop off. I don't want to put them in soccer. I want to do what I want to do. But there we have it, folks. The first time in Love is Blind history. 0 marriages. Wrap this shit up. Like, is this the last season? What a journey. I am glad it's over. As I am every season. I can't wait for every season to come out. And then right after that, I can't wait for it to end. Thank you guys so much for coming along on this torturous journey with me. My God. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all next time. I hope you have whatever. Please like, subscribe. Hype. You can hype the videos. Dude, hype me up, brother. Please, down there, hit them hype points, brother. Goodbye.